This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, perfect. All right, so welcome to our chapter's business meeting for 2025. My name is Aihan Jun, and I'm the president of the Southeast chapter. So we'll go ahead and get started. So first, let me share the agenda real quick. A lot of this is similar to what we discussed in December meeting. So we're going to start off with brief chapter information, followed by executive board introduction, and then we'll kind of go over the event summary for 2025 so far, followed by treasurer report. And then we'll have each committee do a brief intro and then a status update. And then lastly, we'll discuss our plans for the rest of the year and some announcements. And then we'll close up with some discussions and questions. So thank you everybody for joining. So we start every meeting by stating our chapter mission and vision. Our mission is to secure the highest quality care for all critically ill and injured patients in the Southeast region by providing educational and research opportunities, as well as promoting multi-professional collaboration. Our vision is that all critically ill and injured persons in the Southeast region will receive care from a present integrated team of dedicated trained intensivists and critical care specialists, as well as inspire new leaders and providers of critical care in the region. So, the Southeast chapter of SCCM is one of the largest chapters. We serve 7 states, and we are a multi professional organization composed of physicians, nurses, pharmacists, RTs, and mid level providers. Our goal is to encourage SCCM membership and to build a Southeast chapter while providing education and networking opportunities to its members. If you're a member of our chapter, you have access to our quarterly educational meetings with renowned speakers, and oftentimes these are CE provided. You also have access to our triennial newsletter, as well as networking opportunities and other leadership experiences. So, if you're interested in becoming a member or being or learning more about the benefits of membership, please visit our website. All right, so I'll do a brief introduction of our chapter officer. So like I stated before, I am the current president of the chapter, serving till the end of this year. I'm a critical care pharmacist at Northside Hospital, Cherokee. Vivian and Nick were not able to join today, but Vivian is our president-elect, who will be coming in as our president next year. And our treasurer is Nick Barker. And I believe we have Dr. Mann on the call if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi. Yeah, I'm Shana Mann, I guess member at large. I've been helping out with some of the journal clubs and little things like that. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Mann. And she and our secretary Ashley also presented recently on our bite size lecture. So thank you so much for your efforts and contributions to our chapter. And I'll let Ashley introduce herself and actually go through some of the slides.
Hey, yes, I'm Ashley Taylor. I'm a critical care pharmacist at Wellstar MCG Health in Augusta, Georgia. So since our last meeting, we've had some interesting and really great educational programming since we met in December. This year, we've really worked to offer some interesting and timely educational programming for our members. In March, we had our quarterly meeting that was on pulmonary hypertension. We had a bite-sized lecture that Dr. Mann and I actually presented along with a physician's assistant at our institution, and that was on vasopressia after cardiac surgery and refractory vasodilatory shock. And then we had a Twitter journal club or X journal club in January as well. And Dr. Mann and Josh have really worked to kind of revamp that process, and that was on the Redox trial. We always post these educational meetings on our YouTube channel. So if you're interested in viewing those, if you're not able to attend or if you want to review them again after the event has passed, they'll always be there, usually within a week or two of the event happening. And then if you have any topics that you're interested in, you can let us know via our membership survey. In February, we went to SCCM Critical Care Congress in Orlando, Florida. We had a lot of our Southeast chapter members in attendance at Congress. We had a Southeast chapter reception at the hotel, and then we have some pictures highlighted here on the screen. We definitely had a great turnout at the event, and we're super happy to be able to network and socialize with our members across the region. We are always looking to recognize and give back to our members, and we were able to do this year with our Leadership Travel Awards. So we were able to award 4 members travel awards for travel to Critical Care Congress. The award winners are shown here on the screen, but we are very happy to be able to help fund their travel to Congress. We also want to say a big congratulations to Barbara McLean. She is a former chapter president and a current board of director member for the Southeast chapter, and she was inducted into MCCM at this year's Critical Care Congress. We also want to say congratulations to our other chapter members who were inducted as a fellow or master of critical care medicine at Congress. Nick isn't here to present the treasurer report, so I'm going to present on his behalf. But we recently refiled all of our appropriate documents with the state and with the IRS. As previously mentioned, one of our goals is to give back to you, our members. And so we were able to do that with the travel awards that I just talked about for travel to this year's Congress. We're also offering awards to the Critical Care Summit and the CRRT course that we'll be hosting this year. NCCARM is right around the corner. And so make sure that if you're interested in hosting that at your institution, that you apply so that we can recognize the staff at your hospital for the work that they do. We are always looking to give back for ideas to give back to our members. And so we're considering the expansion of our awards that we grant to our members. So if you have any ideas or ways that you think that we would be able to give back, definitely please reach out to us.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Ashley. And we'll talk more about our NCCARM and awards in the next few slides. But first, I would like to go over the committees and let each committee chairs introduce themselves and give us any status updates. So our chapter has various committees in different areas. And some of the ones that we have currently are membership, education, programming, outreach, bite-sized lecture, and communication, as well as social media. So we're going to start with our membership committee, and I believe Kristen is on the call. So
yes, thank you. The big focus that we're really putting all of our work into right now is our most recent membership survey. So just a reminder, if you haven't done that already, please make sure you take our survey by April 18th. We already have 33 responses. So thank you for those who have already contributed to the survey. We're getting a lot of very helpful data from that. So I appreciate everyone's participation. And then just some general kind of responsibilities for the membership committee. We do help with membership maintenance, so updating our chapter member list, and then also making sure that we email any lapsed members just to remind them to renew their membership. And then one of our big focuses for this upcoming year is going to be on the mentor-mentee program and kind of revamping that and getting some updated information on our website. So stay tuned for more updates with our mentor program.
perfect. Thank you so much, Kristen. And just as an FYI, Jesse with Outreach Committee will reach out to you soon with the list of members that signed up for NCCARM events, because we need to verify the membership for those members. So I just wanted to give you a heads up that that email will be coming to you soon.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Next is Education Committee, and I believe Brandon is on the call.
Yep, I am here. We continue to work with getting the CEs for the upcoming programs and the events. I think we're still struggling with getting information from speakers, and we're still continuing to work through that. We are going with the American Academy of Family Practitioners for the physicians, and we've transitioned to the American Association of Critical Care Nurses. It's a little bit faster process and a little bit less expensive process, which is nice. And their process is streamlined. So we're just still continuing to try to get the information from the respondents so we can get this information turned around. It's a 60-day lead time a lot of times to get this information in. And when you send it in, you hope that they don't have any additional questions because it can delay it. But we do appreciate everybody's help getting information, and appreciate the constant contact and the nudging to get that information.
Perfect, thank you. Yeah, I do realize that that is one of the challenges to get materials from the speakers on time. So I think for the June meeting, one of the things that Rita with programming committee is trying is to set up multiple calendar reminders, and I hope that that helps a little bit. So we'll see how that works, but and we can talk about the upcoming courses briefly. I did put out an ad here just so that everyone can see. We sent it out on our constant contact email, and we have put this out on our social media as well. So, Brandon, would you like to kind of briefly speak on the CRT course that's upcoming, or would you like me to?
You can. It doesn't matter either way.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's so basically, yeah, so we're advertising for our CRT course, which is brand new to our chapter. So it is going to be a didactic course. So for 5 hours the day before the critical care summit at Emory. So that's going to be on Thursday, May 8th from 12 to 5. We're working towards getting our CE processed. And it's going to be $75 per person, and which includes course materials and lunch. And if you're a chapter member, you can also apply for a chance to take this course for free because we do offer reimbursement for certain members who fill out the registration form and as well as the Google form that we have advertised. So you can scan this QR code or refer to our email to find those links. But please be mindful that the registration closes on May 5th. So please register before that. So that's the CRT course that's coming up. Brandon, do you have any updates that you would like to share for other courses? I know that you guys are working on the FCCS for OB population and other things.
Yeah, we haven't formalized that, but that's one thing we do have in coming up this month. I think they'll talk a little bit about it, but the bite-sized lecture is the other piece. We're doing it on OB emergencies, and then we'll be sending out. We finalized the 2 course dates for FCCS, our obstetrical course that we're going to offer in Atlanta at Northside and one at Gwinnett, the Northside Gwinnett facility. And we will get those out to so that if chapter members want to come and participate, they can come and apply and participate for that program.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. We'll be looking forward to that. All right, next we have programming committee. I don't think anybody from this committee is on because Emily had to drop off for an ED emergency. So I'll just fill in on their behalf. So basically, we have our June quarterly meeting lined up for our steroid guidelines update, and I believe that's going to be done by Dr. Yang from Emory. So please be on the lookout for that advertisement. Our August event, we have confirmed the date from Dr. Pascal, who is the current president of this SCCM national chapter. And the date is August 21st. And the time we're working towards is 1:30 p.m. So we'll be sending an ad pretty soon too. The topic is TBD. We'll discuss with Dr. Pascal to come up with a topic that can apply to our chapter members. And in November, we're working with Kristen's team on nutrition topics. So and this may be jointly with Gaspin because I think they were interested in listening in as well. So Kristen, I know that you sent out an email to us before and said that you have confirmed interest from the speakers and they were flexible on the topic. Can you just provide a brief update if you can?
Yeah, so I had talked with Drs. Miller and Dr. McClave about doing a nutrition topic. We're going to try to time that around when Louisville will be the host site for the Nestle Fellowship this fall. So I think they're still finalizing the programming for that week of events. And we were trying to see if maybe one of the topics that they're already going to present on would be a reasonable topic for our audience as well, to where we're not kind of duplicating their efforts, to see if something lined up that we could tap into from the Nestle Fellowship that we are hosting.
Perfect. Thank you. Do you have the approximate date for the Nestle Fellowship event by any chance?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Do you have the approximate date for the Nestle Fellowship event?
Let me get that to you real quick.
Sure, yeah. You can email or put it in the chat, whichever.
Sure.
But but we are very excited. We happened to discuss it with Ashley DePriest, who is the former president of our chapter, and also I think an incoming president of Gaspin, and they were very interested in listening in. And that will create a large audience, between our chapter and Gaspin. So I think we're both very excited about that. So thank you for that. We also have some future potential topics, and some of the ones that we discussed from the previous meeting, business meeting, were HEMOC emergency, opioid use disorder, and potentially med dosing in critically ill patients at extremes of weight. So if you guys have any ideas on maybe potential speakers for these topics, or if you have suggestions for topics, please let us know, because we do want to map out some of the topics for next year as well. So thank you. All right, next we have outreach committee. Jessie has emailed me and said that she was not able to attend, so I'll kind of fill this in as well. So her main responsibility is to organize the NCCARM events. So NCCARM, like we briefly discussed earlier, is the National Critical Care Awareness and Recognition Month. So as part of our celebration, we do encourage our hospitals in the chapter to sign up for our ICU Blue celebration. And the date for that is May 16th. But we did send out an advertisement on our constant contact emails and social media to sign up. And the sign up deadline is April 18th. So what happens once you sign up is that you basically buy blue treats or blue decorations to celebrate our critical care health professionals, and our chapter will reimburse to up to a certain amount. So please sign up for that. And we also, as part of our outreach committee, the other portion is to celebrate the Stomp Out Sepsis event, and I believe Sam is on the call, so I'll let him speak more about that.
Yeah, as far as update for the sepsis, so we had a talk with Mercer. Perhaps we're gonna work on the location that we're gonna do it at the Mercer, as long as the links comes together, and then the approval process has happened. It's gonna help us for sure for the parking. It's gonna help us as a sponsorships also, that the Mercer be involved. So that's one thing. The location potentially gonna be a Mercer campus, as long as the rest of the team agree, and then they do all these measurements and check the routes. As far as the date, would be October 4th. And the sponsorships, I'm working on the forums. I know, originally, I was asking for anybody having any connection with drug reps to connect with me, and so I can get connection with them and send these forms to see potentially if they are interested. So if you know anybody, I still didn't hear from anyone. And then if anybody else on the outreach committee, I know Jesse would be busy, and then potentially transitioning, but I wanted to making sure if anybody else can help to reach out to more institution. I definitely can get as much as help I can for the sponsorships, because that's the most difficult one that last year we also were suffering to find. But other than that, there's no additional updates. More to comes on the location and the sponsorship.
Yes, thank you so much. And you guys can all mark the calendar for tentative date of October 4th, because that is the day we're working towards. As for the sponsorships, I think Jessie, even though she's transitioning, she has a potential colleague at her hospital who can potentially fill in. So I'll reach out to her. I think her name is Tia. So I'll get you guys connected and see if she has any ideas for sponsorship, so she can help with this piece as well. And one thing I found out recently is that my hospital, Northside Hospital, has a link that you can fill out. There's a form online that you can fill out for maybe sponsorship for events like this. So I'm gonna work on filling it out for my hospital. But if anybody else, since we all mostly work at the hospital, can maybe look into a link like that for your own hospital. And even if you don't have time to fill it out, just please send to Sam or even me, and we'll be more than happy to fill them out. But we just need to kind of cast our net broad and see if we can get any sponsors for this year. And I can send out an email with an example of the type of link that I'm looking for, so you guys can refer to that. But any help will be appreciated. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, next we have Van with Communication Committee.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. So just some update. I have sent the blurb to the national chapters already for the critical connections, and then the newsletter has been sent out last month. I'm planning to start working on the newsletters and the blurb sometimes in May, maybe mid-May, and I'll send it to you and Vivian for review as well.
Perfect, thank you. And we have a lot of events that are coming up in April and May. So like I don't want you to like, write everything that's happened, when you do the summary. Like I think that's too much work. So if you want to reach out to each committee members, like as a reminder, you can even do that before each event and say, hey, like before CRT course, can you write a blurb about this event for my newsletter? And just give them a heads up that you'll be looking out for it after the event. That'll be less work for you, just FYI.
That sounds good. Thank you for the suggestion.
Yeah, no problem. Perfect. And if anyone has like photos from previous events or upcoming events that you'll be attending, just send them to Van so she can include them in the newsletter. All right, so next we have bite-sized lecture. So Kyle emailed me saying that he's not able to attend, but he did tell me that he's working on the bite-sized lectures for April, July, and October. So I think, as Brandon mentioned earlier, him and his team from Northside Hospital, they're going to present on OB topic on April. Can't remember. Was it April 23rd? I believe.
Yeah, it's the 23rd.
Yes, perfect. Thank you. Sorry, I missed the date here. But yes, so April 23rd will be the date. We've sent out some advertisements, but please try to join. And thank you, Brandon, for speaking on this topic. In July, we'll have potentially a topic on cardiogenic shock. And I think that may be coming from Wellstar, Piedmont, I'm sorry. And Kyle is working on getting that organized. October, we are going to have Dr. Conrad from LSU and his team speak on the trauma topic. Joanna, I think you're on the call, and I think last time you said that Dr. Conrad is still available for October. Just want to confirm that. And does he have a team of healthcare professionals that he is presenting with, or does he need help identifying any team members? Do you know?
Yeah, I think he has a team identified. I don't know who exactly the members are, but he did confirm with me October would still work.
Okay,
I
perfect.
can find out who the other people are.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. That sounds great. Thank you so much for facilitating that. And if anybody has any future topic suggestions for next year, please let Kyle know or just send an email to communications@sccmsc.org. All right, next we have social media. So Joanna and Peter, if you want to give any updates for us.
So I'm updating the website in SCCM Connect. I believe I have everything posted up to now. If anybody has pictures that they were planning on sending to Ben, can you also send them to me? Because I would love to post pictures on the website as well to show our involvement as a chapter.
Yes, so I'm Joanna. I update our social media. So we are on Instagram, X, and Facebook. So if you don't follow us on those platforms already, go ahead, especially if you prefer to get your updates for events that way. And similar to Peter, everything except for the OB emergencies bite-sized lecture has gone out.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, like I said earlier, April and May are very busy. We have a lot of events, so sorry for so many emails, but thank you for updating all the different venues with our events. They look wonderful, and honestly, like I feel like all our events are well attended because of you guys. So let's keep up the good work. And if I find out any of the updates about future events, I'll let you guys know so you can get on with the advertisement. But I'll share some of the calendar of events in the next few slides. Next, we have social media, Twitter, Journal Club section, and I believe Joshua is on the call.
Yes, I'm here. Just didn't get my name in this time. And so, we'll be looking for new topics here coming year. I may have one that I can put together for June. I just have to clear it through Piedmont since it'll be posted on social media. But because I wanted to set it up the same way Dr. Mann does, in that we would do a we would also record and post before actually doing it, because I do think that presents a higher quality production. So working on that, and my thought, it sounds like April and May are compact, be more for June. Just other thoughts coming from the SCCM annual Congress. While from SCCM I don't get a preferred venue for social media, I did hear from the clinical pharmacology pharmacy section a push more to move towards Blue Sky as another form of microblogging as a potential replacement for X in the future for those who deem it too politicized. There have been other venues prior to Blue Sky that just have not been successful. X is just good at what they're good at. And so potential thoughts there, just I want us to start thinking that way, because that was actually a push from CPS, is that we potentially now have a venue to transition from X, and while and Blue Sky has very similar functionality, just not the same membership, because people, the masses have not navigated to that platform just yet. But food for thought for us, if we think that that's feasible for this particular educational vehicle.
Okay, well, perfect. Thank you so much. I've never heard of it, but I'll be certain to look into that more. But just briefly searching it online, it seems the format seems the layout seems very similar to X. So yeah, that's definitely interesting, and we'll discuss more on that. But thank you for that idea. And Dr. Mann, if you're still on the call, do you have any updates for your fellows journal club? And by the way, Josh, the June timeframe sounds great for your next one. I would just avoid the end of June, just because we have our June quarterly meeting scheduled. I believe the date is the 28th, so maybe we can do it like either the beginning or the middle of June. That'll be great.
Okay.
I think I have some prior recorded. I have to look back. Sorry, I got a little behind. I recently went to India, so I'll have to look back and see what the fellows previously covered. And I know that there's some future journal club dates coming up in April and June too. So I don't know quite what they're going to be covering, but I should have some topics to at least pitch to you guys for options.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you so much. All right, so that was it for our committee updates. Thank you so much for our committee chairs who work hard behind the scene to make all the events happen. So I wanted to share a brief overview of the calendar for the rest of the year, since we do have a lot going on. Like I mentioned earlier, this month we have our OB catastrophe topic on PSL. In May, we have our CRT course, followed by the Southeastern Critical Care Summit held by Emory. And we have the Turn Your ICU Blue Day celebration on the 16th. In June, the date was the 24th. We have the quarterly lecture on guidelines and steroid use in ICU by Dr. Yang from Emory. In July, we're working towards our bite-sized lecture, potentially our cardiogenic shock topic. August is our lecture from Dr. Pascal. September, potential Twitter Journal Club. I just left it there because we don't have any events that are locked in yet for September. So I thought maybe it would be a good time to have Twitter Journal Club. But honestly, it can happen at any month. October, we are working towards our next BSL on trauma with the LSU team, as well as our sepsis 5K on October 4th. And in November, nutrition topic with Kristen's team. In December, we'll be holding elections. So this is briefly an overview of what we're working towards. Obviously, all things are subject to change, but just wanted to give you guys like a summary of the events that are happening. All right, next I wanted to discuss our award opportunities. So as part of our NCC ARM celebration in May, we are advertising for our Barbara McLean Nursing Excellence Award. We have sent out advertisements, and the applications are due on May 1st. So please apply now. We have 2 awards for applications. So, we'll be announcing our winner hopefully the end of May. And then we also have opportunities for reimbursement or grant for our educational courses, so mainly our CRT course, and we'll probably open it up for other courses that we offer in the future as well. We also have this option for our Southeast Critical Care Summit, and the information has been sent out in email, but if you have not got it, please reach out to us and we'll be happy to refer you to the email or the webpage on our website with more information. Well, we're working towards getting more new awards in the future, so please stay tuned for any announcements. Upcoming elections, so like I mentioned in December meeting, for our next term, we're going to be advertising for our open positions very soon. So these are going to be a treasurer position, secretary position, and 2 members at large. So please consider applying if you're interested, and be on the lookout for emails later in the year. We're also going to be recruiting for various committee chair positions once we identify which ones will be vacant next year. So this will be voluntary based, not non-elected. So be on the lookout for the emails, or just email us now if you're interested in applying for any positions. And then I'm interested in recruiting for a new committee. So I'm interested in opening a opportunity for members, or even members or chairs of the current committees can apply for this as well. If you want to serve in more than one committee, that's okay. So mainly what I'm looking for is the awards committee members, and the responsibilities will be to research some award options in other organizations and come up with criteria for awards. Because like Nick mentioned, or Ashley mentioned on Nick's behalf earlier, we are looking for opportunities to give back to our chapter members more. So I think we have areas, or we have plenty of room in our budget to allocate more awards. So if you guys are interested in serving this committee and helping out with coming up with more award opportunities for our members, that'll be great. And also another responsibility will be to review nominations and work with executive committee officers to select winners. So if you're interested in any of this, or if you know of somebody who's interested in getting more involved in the chapter, this will be a new opportunity. Just wanted to put it out here. And that is it for our chapter business meeting. Just wanted to close out by saying thank you everyone for being our chapter members and also serving in the committees. And reach out to us if you have any questions or feedback, and follow us on our social media if you have not already. Thank you so much, and at this time I'll open up the floor for any discussions or questions. All right, let me stop recording at this point.